introduction.
Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Candid Bridal. The podcast we're going to talk to you about today is weddings the way they actually happen. I'm your host, Petra, and today we're getting real about planning, pressure, and everything in between. We're so excited today to have with us a guest. Bailey York is here with us today, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about wedding planning. Bailey, I know this is a little bit of a different setting that we're in today for Candid Bridal. We're going to be kicking off, right, the YouTube version of us. Yes. So you can actually get to see us here in action.
And all the silly faces we make. And...
Right. So if we can kind of give a shout out to everybody who we are. Not everybody's with us today, but whoever is here today, we're excited to be coming live to you from Edmond, Oklahoma. I'm Petra, your host.
I'm Savannah.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Cashin.
I'm Kasha.
I'm Bailey.
Those names, Savannah, Hannah,
Right. So it's fun too because we have a Kasha and a Cashin, and so two different people. So when you hear us speaking live from you, when you don't actually get to see us like this, you get the opportunity. Now you can know that there are two actual different people. Yeah, putting a name with a face is exactly what we'd love to do. Same thing with brides. We see so many brides that we don't always have the opportunity to. I don't anymore because I don't work with you all on a day-to-day basis to know every single name. But it's fun when brides even come back with their guests. I'll say, I remember you. We had a couple of brides like this past weekend. Yeah. That was so fun. I was like, I know your face. I know you've been in here. She's like, yeah, I bought my dress with you like 3 years ago or back in 2018. We just had one of those just recently. So let's get back to the guest that we have with us today, Bailey. And Bailey, share with us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I have a company. Its name is Timeless Events Coordination. So I kind of help brides take it from like stress to bliss is kind of what I like to say.
Love that.
So instead of being so stressed out on your special day, I'm the person to kind of manage that stress for you. So there is some pre-wedding like consultations and kind of a little bit of planning, but a lot more of the coordination side. So I do a couple consult calls about what you're wanting for your wedding, how many people, what do you want your timeline to look like, what do you have booked, haven't booked, and I'm able to give you some recommendations on vendors and everything that I've worked with in the past, steer you in the right direction for those. I'm able to help you build your timeline. Any vendors that you haven't booked yet, I love to reach out to them to kind of get that started for you. And then on the day of, I'm there all day from rehearsal to your guys' first dance to dinner, or private eats are my favorite to kind of pull you guys aside so you don't have to eat and you can take a moment and eat by yourself instead of eating in a large crowd.
Eating is important.
Yes, so important. Please
Paid
eat
for all
on your
this
wedding
food.
day.
You don't even get to eat it.
How
Yes.
brides? I mean, I was one. I did not even get barely my first bite of my cake.
Yes.
You know, so eating is very, very important.
It
But
is.
why stress? Tell me it again. Say it again.
Stress to bless.
Yes. How did you come up with that name?
Well, actually, I just
do
heard
too.
it one day and I was like, I love this, but it is kind of very applicable to my business. I mean, a lot of brides are kind of in the area and they're very stressed. Most of the time when I get someone reaching out to me, it's like, I'm so stressed, I don't know what to do.
That's the whole point of what you do.
Yes.
It's so that they're not stressed.
Yes, so we are just trying to make sure that your wedding day goes as smooth as possible. If there is anything that goes on, we keep that behind the scenes. And like, I had a bride not even know her cake didn't show up until so I got a new cake delivered and made, and she didn't even know that happened. So yes, I kind of handle all the
That could have been the one thing to rock her world that day.
Right.
But to know somebody had your back.
Yes,
is
and
great.
nobody knew.
That's so
Yes,
wonderful.
yes.
Love that. And how long have you been doing this?
So I originally started in college working with a friend's company, so about 4.5 years ago. I started my own company, Timeless Events Coordination, November of 24.
Good.
So a
Fantastic.
year and a half-ish almost of my own.
Excellent.
What kind of inspired you to get into it?
As every college student needs money, all my friends were just like, we want to party. And I'm like, I want to go make money and change someone's life. So I had a lady reach out to me on Facebook. She picked me up in the parking lot of my dorm. Never met her before. And I went to a wedding all the way in Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas with her. And she was like, you read my mind. You're so good at what you do. And then I started with her, not necessarily full-time, but for a college student, you could say full-time. And then she had to step away for a little bit. So I was like, I don't want to step away from weddings myself. I see myself here for a long time. So then I started my own company, and yeah, that's kind of where we are now.
So
awesome.
That is awesome. I love that.
Yes.
And and it's funny because a lot of people think that there's no stress in planning, or there's no stress in purchasing your wedding dress. And that is one of the things I think that sets Bella Rose apart, is that we look at this more as a career.
Yeah,
you know, and you have to take this business very serious because it's the most special day, the most photographed day.
Literally the most important day of a woman's life.
Exactly. Any other questions that maybe any of you might have for Bailey today, that she's here with us today? I'm so excited to have her with us and to introduce her to our audience. Nobody tells you about the emotions that go on during a wedding.
Yes.
Is there something in particular that you remember, or something that happened in particular about something that maybe was emotional for that bride? Because we get that a lot, where brides will say to us, I'm not sure about this because I'm not crying. So, maybe the bride cries at a particular moment and you have to, I don't know, calm her nerves, or
so a lot of the times you see that right before they walk down the aisle, like right with her and her dad, or her and whoever's walking her down the aisle is normally like the most emotional part of the day, because things are finally about to settle down a little bit after you walk down that aisle and you get pictures taken and you eat and you dance with your husband, and now you can finally like relax for the night. So I feel like I see a lot more tears and emotion like right before the aisle entrance, for sure.
I do have a question. What advice would you possibly give to a bride who say they really need a planner, but maybe that's not in their budget?
Yeah, absolutely. So planners are very pricey. Now coordination, you still kind of get that planning aspect, but not direct planning. So every person that reaches out to me for planning, I'm like, I would recommend going with a coordinator that wouldn't mind helping with some of those planning aspects, because I have helped plan on the side as well as coordinate, and so they just need to find someone that they can lean on during the hard times instead of worrying about the financial side. So I'm more of like, I want to help you and I want to make your day special. I don't want to just be here to stress you out financially.
Right.
So I like the coordination side because I can help a little bit on the planning, but then I get to execute it as well.
Oh,
I love that.
Yeah, the execution.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Is there one thing that you could say that when you're working with your brides, because we know in the wedding dress area where they need to splurge, where do they need to put their money in that particular dress, or in purchasing that dress, timelines and different things, right? We know where to make that happen. Is there anything that you would tell a bride when she's working with you, where's an area that she might splurge?
I always say splurge on your dress, because you feel the most beautiful in a good dress. You don't want to order something, it come in, you'd be like, all right, that's what I'm wearing. No, splurge on your dress. And I always say, if they're foodies, like splurge on your food.
Yeah.
And I think it's very easy to keep decorations to a minimal nowadays. You can DIY, you can do any of that.
And a lot of venues are so beautiful
Right.
that you don't have to
very
do
minimalist
much.
decor, for sure. So I always say food and dress if you're a big food person. Other brides are like, I don't need either. And I'm like, you kind of need a dress. You need to look good.
Exactly.
But cakes sometimes as well.
Yes, for
sure.
splurging.
Yes, your photographer.
Because those are
my
the
4
details
high
that are
points.
photographed the most.
Yes.
So, for
Now,
sure.
maybe, Cashin, you might want to ask her this one. I love this one right here.
How should couples communicate with their vendors to get great results?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't book vendors for them, but I always ask that they go ahead and reach out to that vendor. They get all their pricing and everything situated. They go ahead and pay. And then I love email because you have everything like hard copy.
Right.
What's on the phone,
Documentation.
if you book something over the phone and you have no document proof and they don't show up
Right.
on the day of, then you have no way to know if they actually booked them, if it was real, if it was fake. So I always ask to also be tied in on those emails. So make sure you book through email, make sure everything you have a hard copy of. And then once you build a relationship with that vendor and everything, then it's okay to start doing more phone calls. You can text them and we can get more on a friendship level instead of like all the nitty gritty side.
Right.
Love that. And so, just for a plug right now, we'd love for you to share with us what your website is,
Yes.
and maybe you have an Instagram handle as well that you could share with our audience.
Yes, absolutely. My website is just timelesseventscoordination.co. And then I have a Facebook and Instagram, and they are just Timeless Events Coordination.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. I have another one, I think, Kasha, that I'd love for you to ask her as well. Let's see here. This one right here.
What wedding trends do you love right now?
I love the drapery, like the tables being really heavily draped, but then like white florals. I love that side, but then I also just love the high florals, minimal decor, very like bare tables, but lots of flowers. So that's what I'm loving right now. Pearls, pearl veils, pearl dresses.
You're like either go all in or like
very
minimalistic. Yes.
And that's kind of like what we've been shooting today. I know you've modeled some wedding dresses for us here today as well. And we're kind of starting our Tuesday this or that. And we're showing different designers. And today we were actually showcasing our Casablanca collection. So that was a lot of fun today. Let me see one other question here. Has everybody had the opportunity to think? Hannah, would you go ahead and take a peek here? And I would like for you to maybe touch base with her on, let's see here. This one, you have one more too? This one right here, I'd like to know if there's one of those. Kind of helps us with our dresses right now too, I think, our wedding dresses.
I say this one might be a little controversial, but what trends are you seeing that you think need to be retired?
Oh.
That's kind of a hard
A
one.
good one.
Or, you know, is there something that maybe should kind
If
of
you have
fade
a
out?
client right now, just don't put them on blast. Just
Yeah.
pick an old one.
I don't know. Spending so much money on party favors. I don't think
that's
that
a
is
good
needed
one.
at all. I always have to clean them up. I don't mind it, but there's no need for anybody to spend
No.
$400 on cups, koozies, cutting boards, chapsticks. Like, I just don't think favors are super big right now. I think even like they have a photo booth, they can take their picture home with them. There's different things instead of having to spend so much money in two different areas for that.
I love that. And then you said you had one more.
Yes, my last question. Any advice to somebody that's a college student that might want to go into wedding planning or coordination?
Yeah, so I always just say spread your wings, shoot high. If there's a wedding company hiring, or I take assistants all the time, so you're more than welcome to reach out. I just shoot for the stars. You're never going to get anywhere if you don't shoot high, or if you don't even try to get yourself out there. I mean, I commented on a Facebook post, and then now I have my own business. So you can start from the bottom and then build yourself up from there.
Awesome.
That's a beautiful way to end this
great?
podcast. I love that.
But you know what? That was going to be my closeout question, kind of. Anyways, I said, what's the most meaningful moment you've witnessed at a wedding? Something that's kind of heartfelt. Is there anything like you remember? You know, that's really probably a lot because I know
there's been
right?
there's been so many, but like I always cry at father-daughter dances, or like dedicating bouquets to moms, because like my mom means so much to me, my dad means so much to me, so like those moments really get me. But I also just build a relationship with like all my brides. Like I become like almost like an assistant maid of honor. I'm carrying your dress, I'm fluffing you before the aisle, I'm wiping your tears before you walk down the aisle, I'm carrying your actual maid of honor's kids,
Fluffing the
so
dress out
like
first.
all of it. I do it all. So there's a lot of moments that just really hit your heart sometimes.
That are meaningful. Excellent. Well, we are so excited, Bailey, to have you on our podcast today as another guest on Candid Bridal. And we look forward to sharing more with you. Maybe we'll have you come back on in a couple of months, Bailey, and share with us maybe what is new and trending, because the trends are always changing in the wedding world. And I know that we got to see that and actually witness that when we went out to a big conference. We got to actually visualize and hear from some really, really famous wedding planners. So we're really, really excited to be coming to you today from Candid Bridal here in Edmond, Oklahoma. Hashtag keeping it candid. You can edit that last part out because you are famous. I didn't like that. We get to talk to some really
She's no David to Tara.